guys, I'm Sheena Agarwal. I'm an image consultant and a personal brand strategist. And today it's Tuesday, and as promised at 4 p.m. I'm live speaking to you about corporate parties and etiquettes around it. So there have been a whole lot of times when people have gone for one of these parties, and there have been instances, there have been stories, and well, it's best to talk about them in a way that how it could be avoided. So what I strongly recommend is, irrespective of whether it's an office party or you are on the floor working, always maintain your personal brand. And by that I mean that, you need to be extremely conscious about, and more than conscious, I think you need to be very particular about how you carry yourself. How would you want people to remember you? Would you want people to remember you as that guy who misbehaved during one of the parties? Or would you want them to essentially talk about how good you are at your work and you're a cool person to hang out with? So always be very, very particular about how you hang out, how you conduct yourself in these parties. Some of the things to remember is know when to say no to alcohol. I have more often than not known people to say it's free alcohol, hence they can go overboard with it. And my best advice is that, just know what is the maximum that you can go with your alcohol consumption and stop there. We don't want to create a scene. Again, there are a lot of women who come for these parties, and remember, they're already very, very conscious about the fact that in corporate India, you still find that majority of the people at a party would be men vis-a-vis women, if you look at the parameters there. So I would say, know how to treat them properly. Treat them with respect. Make sure none of them feel uncomfortable. You don't want someone to be running away in the opposite direction the next morning when you see them. I actually see a question on the screen right now, and I'm going to quickly go and address that. It says, does playing back work in office parties? Oh well, yeah, it's off time, so I would say yes, black would work, but I would just say that don't take corporate parties as an excuse to bring out your club wear. So for men and women alike, I don't think it's appropriate for you to bring in all your jazzy shirts or, those really cool t-shirts with kind of offensive taglines out there. And women, you know what I'm saying when I say just still remain appropriate. So yeah, just be very, very conscious about, what kind of an image you're portraying, because there will be a next morning where you will have to go and face the same people you work with, which have stories to tell you. And what can be more embarrassing than them telling you of instances that you have absolutely no idea about, right? Another thing that I see a lot of people doing is trying to dance with like a whole lot of people who might not want to dance with them. Please understand that dancing is not everyone's cup of tea. Some people might want to refrain from it, and it's okay. Just because it's a corporate party does not mean that everyone has to be gung-ho about it. Everyone has to kind of jump onto the dance floor. And if someone says, I don't want to dance, just take it as a no, a polite no at that, and do not kind of barge into their space. I also see that people kind of take these parties as an occasion to network heavily. And that is something that I give a big thumbs up to. It's a great space to know your colleagues, your bosses under a very different light, wouldn't you agree? So I would really say that, take that opportunity to network with people vis-a-vis just partying it out. There's another Saturday night in your life, and use that differently. I have a question over here which says, any comments on startup parties? So as I have a startup myself, we don't have huge parties here, but what I would say is, in a startup, the environment is a lot more relaxed than in a corporate scenario, and that is definitely true. But given the way you conduct, I would say it's the same, right? Like whether it's a startup or a big MNC or whoever you may, you have to conduct yourself in a particular way. All of you in a startup might already know each other. So networking might be out of the question there, because you just would be getting pally with each other. But what could be the case is that in such environment, people take it to be a Saturday night party with friends vis-a-vis a corporate party or a party with colleagues. So there, all you need to do is, again, hold your drinks well. I see that being the number one problem in such places. And take take this as an instance to actually build a stronger team than anything else. So yeah, that's that. And lastly, what I would like to mention is that I find that at these parties, chivalry is often dead. And while I don't want to hurt anyone's sentiments over here and really kind of go into a debate, but I would really say that, you know, women who are there at the party, they might not need your help. I mean, I'm sure they can take care of themselves, but it's always good to look out for pretty much everyone, men and women alike, and just make sure everyone's home. So if you're the senior most member in the team, I would highly recommend that you check on your people once they're home. More often than not, we don't even know what's happened until next morning, and well, at times it's too late. I have known of such unfortunate incidences, so yeah, there you go. And I also have another question here. Do you think it's right to judge a drunk faux pas in an office setting? Well, okay, we're not here to judge. We are not here to make those kind of pot shots at people. But what happens is, and I think it's just human tendency more than anything else, to kind of gossip about what happened last night. So, would you want to be at the butt of the joke? If not, I think this question altogether gets answered by just saying, just conduct yourself well so that there are no judgments passed at all. There's no right or wrong to that answer really. So yeah, that's all that I have for today. If there are any other questions that there are, I have another one. Is it okay to consume all the booze? Sure, if your company is happy sponsoring that. No, absolutely not. Do not consume all the booze and do not mix your alcohol, and know your minimum. That's a very interesting question actually, but yeah. So yeah, that's all for today. If I see another question up here in the next few seconds, I would be happy to answer that. If not, I think that's all that we have for today. I really hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope we will be seeing less of these kind of corporate faux pas, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Until then, take care.